Suspicious activity monitoring is a feature included in Malwarebytes' endpoint detection response. It watches for potentially malicious behavior by monitoring the processes, registry, file system, and network activity on the endpoint. Suspicious activity monitoring uses machine learning models and cloud-based analysis to detect when questionable activity occurs. To use suspicious activity, you must first enable the feature through policies. On the Policies page, select the policy you wish to enable suspicious activity for. Under Endpoint Detection Response, enable Suspicious Activity Monitoring for Windows, Mac, Linux, or all. Under Advanced Settings, there are additional settings you can enable. Learn more about each by hovering over the information icon. Next, click on Suspicious Activities on the left. You will see a list of behaviors flagged as suspicious activities. Clicking on the location will show you more details about the suspicious behavior. Rules Triggered will show which rules the suspicious activity triggered. Here, you can review how the Malwarebytes detection rules map to the tactics and techniques of the MITRE ATT&CK framework. You can click on Show Summary for more details. Each rule trigger is color-coded by severity: yellow for low severity, orange for medium, and red for high. Below is a process graph where you can click on each node to get additional details on that file or process. This information can then be used to determine whether or not to remediate the endpoint. Let's go over remediation next. Open the Actions menu for a suspicious activity. Then, click on Remediate. This will bring up a new window, allowing you to begin remediating the endpoint. EDR remediates the endpoint using two techniques: precision remediation with the Malwarebytes linking engine, and ransomware rollback. Precision remediation removes processes, child processes, and registry keys associated with the suspicious activity. This allows Malwarebytes to remove all traces of the malware, regardless of if it is a known or zero-day threat. Ransomware rollback will also be invoked, if applicable, on the endpoint to wind back the clock on changes made by the suspicious activity. Clicking Remediate will begin the remediation process. This will reboot the endpoint automatically as needed, so be aware that anyone using the endpoint will be interrupted and may lose any unsaved work. What if you have investigated the suspicious activity and concluded it to be harmless? You can close this incident and add it to your exclusion list by selecting Close Incident in the Actions menu. To create an exclusion, toggle Create Exclusion on. Depending on the originating suspicious activity that you are closing, you will have the option to create an exclusion by MD5 hash, file path, or command line. Feel free to add any comments in the text field. Then, click Close Incident. To close the incident without creating an exclusion, follow the same steps without toggling Create Exclusion.